He grabbed Han Nao's freezing hand and pulled her into the volcano. The other hunters jumped in to try and save her. The Prime Minister tried to protect Han Nao, cutting off Ji Young's arm, but Ji Young managed to cut off the Prime Minister's head. Before his head could reattach, Ji Young forced Han Nao to freeze it. Then the other hunters shattered Ji Young's frozen body into pieces. The hunters rushed to Han Nao, but she was heartbroken. Tears rolled down her face as she realized she had frozen her husband's head. Ji Young crushed the
Wait! No. He did not crush the frozen head. He did not crush the...
Tears rolled down her face as she realized she had frozen her husband's head. Ji Young crushed the frozen head, leaving everyone in shock and despair. Ji Young went wild.
No! Pause. I can't. Yo, no, I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now, bro. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. What am I watching, bro?
At the Awakened Specialization High School, some bullies beat Ji Young with their abilities. But every time, Ji Young heals himself because he has the ability of regeneration. It is supposed to be an S-rank ability, but for Ji Young, it is like hell, because when he regenerates it gives him too much pain to bear. While the bullies laugh at him, seeing him in pain, he cannot tell anyone about it because there is no proof left due to his regeneration ability. Teachers and authorities also cannot do anything because of the special treatment the bullies get from the government. The reason Ji Young endures all this...
Bro, what? Wait.
Anything because of the special treatment the bullies get from the government.
The special treatment the bullies get from the government? What kind of special treatment are we talking about exactly? You know, I'd be very interested to hear it because I've never heard of something like that before.
The reason Ji Young endures all this is because of his mother. His father passed away when he was just 5 years old. So he decides to endure all this bullying until he gets through school. He hopes to become a C-rank hunter. Ji Young wants to become a hunter so he can earn money and his family can live somewhere better. But one day, Ji Young is informed that his mom is in the ICU. The authorities declare that his mom got into an accident, but in reality, the bullies led by Goku, who has a crystal ability along with his sidekicks Thor and Sandman, went to Ji Young's mom's restaurant.
Alright, wait. Okay, so we have Goku, Dragon Ball Goku, and then who? Who are these bullies, bro?
The authorities declare that his mom got into an accident, but in reality, the bullies led by Goku, who has a crystal ability along with his sidekicks Thor and Sandman.
Thor and Salmon. So Avengers Thor and a fish. Are you for real, bro? Yeah, these bullies ain't shit. Are you kidding me? Bro, their mothers named... think about this. Their mothers named them Goku, Thor, and Salmon. Ain't no way, bro. I can tell they are about to get... They are about to...
Went to Ji Young's mom's restaurant. There, Goku asked Ji Young's mom to go out with him and showed off that he's awakened and can create crystals. But when Ji Young's mom refused and accidentally dropped his phone on the floor, she immediately apologized. Goku instantly stabbed her with his ability. Ji Young knows this was not an accident or a rage of the... Goku instantly stabbed her with his...
Oh my god! Oh my... Yeah, I don't even remember this guy's name. Is that Goku? Hold on, wait. I think I need to learn their names. Hold on.
When he dropped his phone on the floor, she immediately apologized. Goku instantly stabbed her...
I mean, his name is Goku, so... I mean, he's probably the most powerful one here, okay? But I'm not gonna lie, that frame is kind of cold. Like he really walks off like this while a huge crystal is just stabbing through his mother, or not his mother, but the main character's mother. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of a cold panel. That's kind of like, am I wrong or like?
Her with his ability. Ji Young knows this was not an accident or a rage of the ability user. They intentionally went to his mom's restaurant. On the same day, Ji Young had gone out to buy a cake for his mom because it was her birthday. But what he found out made him go berserk and start harming himself. However, his body again regenerated, which gave him even more pain. Meanwhile, the bullies were out in the mountains.
Here's a better question. Why did he harm himself? What even happened? Like, what even happened? Did she die? Like...
And making fun of what they had done. They knew they were young enough to be protected by the law and were also awakened. Just then, Ji-young arrives in a rage and asks them why they did it. The bullies mock him, saying they knew it was his mom because she looked too young. This angers him even more, and he attacks them. But
Wait, hold on. Did I miss something?
They apologize. Goku instantly stabbed her with his ability. Ji-young knows this was not an accident or a rage of the ability user. They intentionally went to his mom's restroom. On the same day, Ji-young had gone out to buy a cake for his mom because it was her birthday. But when he found out, made him go berserk and start harming himself. However, his body again regenerated, which gave him even more pain. Meanwhile, the bullies were out in the mountains laughing and making fun of what they had done. They knew they were young enough to be protected by the law and were also
Okay, I get it. I'm just dumb. I get it now. I get what happened.
Because she looked too young. This angers him even more, and he attacks them. The crystal ability user puts a crystal spear through his chest. Ji-young removes the spear, and his body regenerates, causing him unbearable pain.
Damn.
He rushes at the bully again. This time, the bully stabs him with multiple spears. But Ji-young still tries to reach him to stop being in excruciating pain.
Come on!
The crystal ability user tells his friend, who has a lightning ability, to strike Ji-young with thunder. The lightning attack causes Ji-young to collapse. Just as the bullies are about to leave, Ji-young grabs the crystal user's foot and asks where he thinks he's going. This enrages the bully, who then starts punching Ji-young repeatedly. But Ji-young keeps resisting, enduring all the pain just to get his...
Yo, look at this frame! Bro, those are his... I'm pretty sure these are his teeth. I'm pretty sure he's biting down on the fist, bro. Nah, this is crazy work by... Jihan? Is that his name? Jihan?
His revenge. Frustrated, the crystal user asks his third friend, the sand ability user, to step in. The Sandman first creates a hardened shell around Ji-young using the crystal user's ability to form a ball. Then, using his sand ability, buries Ji-young deep underground, leaving him trapped. Inside the crystal ball, Ji-young tries punching it to break free, but doesn't budge. Soon, it becomes hard to breathe as there is nowhere inside. Ji-young loses consciousness, but his regeneration ability forcibly wakes him up, causing immense pain each time. Feeling powerless, he remembers his mother in her final moments, helpless and unable to fight back against the ability user. Fueled by this memory, Ji-young starts punching the crystal ball again, determined to escape no matter how much effort or time it takes. 5 years later, those 3 ability users are being interviewed on TV. As awakened individuals, they are now famous. During the interview, the anchor asked them about rumors that 5 years ago they nearly killed a civilian because one of them lost control of their powers. The crystal user starts crying and tells the audience that the civilian was the mother of a close friend. He admits he couldn't control his power back then and apologizes for his actions. He also says that after that day, he hasn't been able to find his friend and wants to apologize to him in person.
Jag var en av de yngsta i Sverige som köpte en Lamborghini Huracan. Känslan var helt obeskrivlig. En dröm som jag haft så länge hade äntligen...
Anyway.
The main door of the auditorium flies.
Anyways, this Goku, I think, Goku's good at lying. He's good at lying. That's a very good excuse, actually. Because who's gonna come in and say, actually, I have evidence that you didn't do it? Like, if this is a world where you can just kind of walk around even though you don't have full control of your powers, of course it's a believable excuse.
Wants to apologize to him in person. Suddenly, the main door of the auditorium flies off its hinges and lands toward him. However, the crystal user stops it by hardening his arms with his ability. The audience panics and runs out of the auditorium. Then, a man walks in through the main door. In the blink of an eye, a punch lands squarely on the crystal user's face, sending him flying.
Bro, look at these frames.
His arms with his ability.
Look at these frames.
And runs out of the auditorium. Then, a man walks in through the main door. In the blink of an eye, a punch lands squarely on the...
Look at... Look at that panel. Look at that panel, bro. His eyes... Bro. Yo, nah, he's dead. He's actually dead after this. How have I not heard about this story before? Look at this, bro. Oh my god.
On the crystal user's face.
Like, do you know how hard... No, you just died. If that happens in real life, you just die. You just die, like, right away.
sending him flying across the room. A man wearing a suit of bones stands in front of them and tells them that he
Now, this might be the best recap I have ever watched. Bro, look at that guy, bro! Oh yeah, no, he's gonna take vengeance! Oh my goodness, he is out for blood! He wants your blood, okay? So he's going to tear you apart. To tear you into pieces, okay? That's what's gonna happen.
finally got out. Ji Yang reveals that in the Diamond Prison, he had spent years punching the crystal, not knowing how much time had passed. He almost died countless times due to lack of air, food, and water, but his regeneration ability kept him alive, though the process caused him unbearable pain each time. Each time Ji Yang's body regenerated, the injured part became stronger than before. Over time, his exoskeleton began to visibly develop. For 5 years, Ji Yang endured the agony, his body regenerating and growing stronger with every injury. He never gave up and kept punching the crystal until he finally broke free. However, a lot has changed in these 5 years. Ji Yang has completely destroyed his body for the past 5 years and regenerated into a demon with an exoskeleton. Back in the present, Crystal's sidekicks Thor and Salmon couldn't process what they just witnessed.
Yeah, no, Goku is dead. As he should be. Goku's completely... Yeah, he's completely gone. So, Thor and Salmon... Yeah, y'all are done for. Oh, I think I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna kill all the bullies, and then society's gonna turn towards him because they believe that they did nothing wrong. That's probably what's gonna happen.
And who this person was standing before them. The person looks more like a monster than a human, with his entire body covered with an exoskeleton. Ji Yang recalls what the bullies told him 5 years ago and tried to avenge his mother. They told him that he could try expiring them if he planned to escape from his prison. As for the bullies, they couldn't remember their interaction with Ji Yang. They look at each other, confused, when Crystal gets up from behind and orders them.
Bro, Goku is built different. Nah, Goku's probably the main boss of this trio, because how do you get up from something like that?
To finish the monster. So Thor calls a flash of lightning to strike Ji Yang, only to find out that his attack had no effect at all. Ji Yang easily takes the hit and rushes at Thor with a blade coming out of his forearm, which cuts off Thor's neck. Crystal and
Wait, what just happened?
and rushes at Thor with a blade coming out of his forearm, which cuts off Thor's neck.
I didn't even catch that. I didn't even... Bro, this head is not attached to any body. Y'all are done. Like, it's not even gonna be a battle. Like, this is just gonna be a slaughter. You guys are all dead. Like, you guys are just all dead. You're gonna die immediately. Are you? Nah. No. There's no way, bro.
Neck. Crystal and Salmon are horrified as they see their friend die right in front of them. After a while, Salmon finally reacts and uses his power to attack.
Run! Please run, bro. Alright, if it was a fight that you could win, Mr. Lightning, I think Thor would have been... He wouldn't have died like that, bro. He would have survived for longer. Just run!
Ji Yang. He traps him
Like I'm actually scared for the bullies now, bro. I'm terrified.
inside a ball of dirt, but Ji Yang destroys it without any trouble. The prison breaks into 1,000 pieces, and Ji Yang grabs Salmon by the jaw while chewing his gum. Salmon is shocked as Ji Yang pulls off his jaw, making him bleed a lot. Salmon falls to the ground and
Okay, he seems like he's clutching his own mouth. Dude, what the actual
pain and
fuck?
shock. Ji Yang then uses his blade to put an end to Salmon's suffering. Crystal is now standing behind Ji Yang, ready to fight him. Ji Yang turns around to face him, only to get punched in the face by Crystal's diamond fists. But this time, Ji Yang has a super strong exoskeleton covering his face, which cracks Crystal's diamond fists. Crystal tries to attack Ji Yang with huge spears that are big enough to surround the entire building. Just like in the past, Crystal once again lowers his finger and pins Ji-young down with those countless spears. Crystal stares at Ji-young's dead body, but it starts shaking as Ji-young tries to stand up again, leaving Crystal terrified. Ji-young is now completely covered in blood, looking scarier than ever as he stares at Crystal. Crystal realizes he's in big trouble, so he covers his entire body with diamond armor and uses his heavy diamond fists like sledgehammers to attack.
You better enchant that diamond armor, boy. You better enchant that diamond armor, boy. Or upgrade to netherite, because I don't think plain diamond armor is gonna do anything.
Ji-young. With every hit, both Crystal's diamond fists and Ji-young's bones crack and blood splashes
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's like I said, Goku is the main boss here. Like, that diamond ability is actually really OP.
Crystal punches Ji-young with a series of hits and finishes with a powerful blow to his head. Just like in their teenage years, Ji-young grabs Crystal's fists with his mouth. But this time, instead of breaking his own teeth, Ji-young shatters Crystal's arm, leaving him in shock, knowing Ji-young is on a whole different level. Ji-young bites down Crystal's arm and stabs his skeletal sword through Crystal's chest. Crystal is frozen in pain as Ji-young continues biting through his fist.
Yo, what is this anime, bro? Or should I say manga? What is this manga? What am I looking at, bro? Is he about to crush his eye?
Crystal tries to escape in desperation but ends up losing his arm. He summons a large diamond stela.
Okay, Crystal, Goku, listen. It's a miracle that you're alive right now. So run. For Christ's sake. Use your crystals to pin him again. And, bro, just get the fuck out of there, bro.
To defend himself, but it doesn't work because Ji-young has a tight grip on his arm. Crystal tries to walk away but gets pierced by his own diamond spear, which Ji-young throws at him. Ji-young walks toward him and
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you try to run. Yeah, you're better off just, I don't know. If I was Goku in this situation, I would probably, if possible, I would probably cover myself with like a diamond ball, because I don't know, that's the best you're gonna get.
a threatening way while Crystal screams for him to stop. But Ji-young only has revenge in his mind and ignores Crystal's pleas. He stabs Crystal with his own diamond spikes, leaving him weak and helpless. Crystal, barely able to speak, asks the monster in front of him who he is. Ji-young removes the skull mask on his face. Crystal suddenly remembers that this is the same boy they used to call Worm and Bully when they were teenagers. He's sure it's Worm. Ji-young ignores the insult and hits call Worm and Bully when they were teenagers. He's sure it's Worm.
Damn, bro. Nah, he got fucked up, bro.
Ji-young ignores the insult and hits Crystal one more time. Finally, he grabs him by the throat and drives his skeletal sword through Crystal's mouth and out the back of his head. Ji-young watches as Crystal's life slowly comes to an end before his very eyes. After taking his revenge, Ji-young's anger finally calms down, and he looks around at his surroundings with 3 dead bodies lying in pools of blood. The entire auditorium is destroyed, and Ji-young is the only one still alive. The only thing moving is his reflection in the pool of blood. Just then, a gray cloud covers the building and starts to rain. Ji-young falls to his knees, feeling the water flowing over him. He lets out a loud scream after 5 years of endless suffering and pain. He has no idea what he will do next. After some time, Ji-young finds himself in a hospital with a warm blanket wrapped around him. He is staring at the person lying on the hospital bed, unable to believe that his mom is still alive. Meanwhile, under a bright blue sky, a portal to another world opens in a forest. Inside the portal is a dark green cave where a group of hunters is finishing their monster hunt. The 4 men praise the—
Bro, why is there always a group of hunters in these, like, why is there always some kind of magical portal guild type hunter thing in these, like, mangas, bro? Always! Like, it's so weird. Like, whatever. I mean, this is still the most W shit that I have seen in a long time, so
well on her first time going that deep through the portal. The girl thanks them for supporting her, but becomes terrified when she notices the same 4 men now standing around her with creepy, evil looks in their eyes. The men grin and say they are even more thankful, and remind her that no one outside knows what happens inside the portal. The girl is frozen in fear, as one of the muscular men grabs her hands and touches her face.
Bro, is this Todo, bro? Is this Todo from JJK? What is he doing, bro? Why is he doing this? Also, did I miss some context? Like, why are they... Like, yeah, this is literally Todo. You cannot tell me this is... this is literally Todo, bro.
Portal. The girl is frozen in fear, as one of the muscular men grabs her hands and
Look.
touches her
Even like I know it's hard to see, but like even like the ponytail and everything.
face. He tells her they will need a month to leave this place and shares how excited he is to spend that time with her. Just as the muscular man leans in to lick her face, his head is suddenly chopped off and falls to the ground. The others are shocked by the sudden attack and begin looking around to see who did it. The girl stands frozen, unable to believe her eyes as her savior turns out to be a humanoid.
Yo, this motherfucker is so cold, bro. Look at this panel. Look at this panel. Nah, bro. Now, this is a good recap. I'm not gonna lie, this is a very good recap.
Creature covered in a hard exoskeleton. The three male hunters, being skilled fighters, quickly
Okay. If you saw this, just like run. Like, you would not fight back against this demon of a man who just decapitated one of your allies, okay? You just don't fight back against these people, okay? You don't do that, okay? It's not normal, it's not right. Right? Like, you have no sense of survival up here, okay? If I see this, bro, I am running, bro. I'm out. I'm out of
be a
there.
humanoid creature covered in a hard exoskeleton.
Get ready for more slaughtering. That's all I'm gonna say. Get ready for more slaughtering.
The three male hunters, being skilled fighters, quickly react. One shoots fireballs, another creates a spear made of darkness, and the third, a samurai, holds his sword ready for a fight. The fire
Especially you, samurai. You actually believe that a sword is gonna do something in this situation.
and darkness attacks hit Jiyoung, but they barely leave a scratch on his exoskeleton. The samurai thrusts his sword into Jiyoung's chest, but the blade snaps in half. Jiyoung quickly responds by killing the samurai. The two remaining hunters are terrified by his power, and the fact that such a strong monster exists inside the portal. Without wasting any time, Jiyoung easily cuts off the heads of the last two hunters, leaving only the girl. She shakes with fear, crying, but the monster just stares at her. Trying to calm herself, she wipes her tears and thanks him for saving her. However, before she can finish, Jiyoung strikes again, cutting off her head. Why would he do such a thing? To understand, we need to go back a few days. Jiyoung
Nah, bro. I think we have our next gay, bro. I think we have our next gay Akutami, bro. Yo, I actually dead ass wasn't expecting that. How many times have you seen such a situation play out where the girl dies, bro? Nah, bro. I am so invested right now. I am so invested right now. You have no idea.
was crying in an auditorium surrounded by the bodies of those he had taken down. A voice calls out to him, praising him for what he had done and asking how it feels to take revenge. The voice belongs to a blonde woman standing at the door. She introduces herself as Sim Jae-yeon, the leader of South Korea's Hunter Association. Jiyoung questions who she is and she tells him that she has been watching him since the incident 5 years ago. Jiyoung realizes she is talking about his mother and his anger flares up again. The auditorium is destroyed as he charges toward her. Before he can attack, Jae-yeon calmly says that she can save his mother. Her words stop him just before his strike lands, and the force of his stopped attack sends pieces of debris flying everywhere. Jiyoung, shocked, demands an explanation. Jae-yeon explains that as the only S-rank healer in the world, she has the power to wake his unconscious mother. She also admits that she has been keeping his mother alive while Jiyoung was trapped underground for 5 years. Jiyoung, unsure if he should believe her, asks why he should trust her. Jae-yeon responds that her actions already prove her intentions. She then explains her reason for being there. Hunters around the world have become so powerful that regular armies cannot compete with them. Some hunters are even stronger than nuclear weapons. But despite this, South Korea...
Bro, are you telling me Todo is stronger than a nuclear weapon? I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe that, because he just got packed up in one hit, bro.
Korea has fewer hunters compared to other countries, which puts them at risk from nations like Japan. To prevent a war, Jae-yeon suggests that Jiyoung as a monster can take down hunters without causing an international conflict. In return, she promises to save his mother. Back in the portal, the hunters Jiyoung had just killed were his first Japanese targets. It was a bright summer day in Japan. Inside a glass building, which was the Prime Minister's official residence, an important conversation was happening. The Prime Minister had called the Defense Minister for a meeting. Sitting calmly with his hands folded, the older Prime Minister asked the younger Defense Minister if there were strong monsters inside the gates. The Defense Minister replied no. Then the Prime Minister asked if South Korea had strong hunters. Again, the Defense Minister said no. Suddenly, the Prime Minister slammed his fist on the table and demanded to know why their hunters hadn't taken control of the Korean peninsula if there were no monsters or hunters to stop them. His frustration was clear as the veins on his bald head popped out. This angry man was Ryuzaki Juto, the Prime Minister of Japan. The Defense Minister apologized and promised Juto that he would fix the problem. When asked how, the minister smiled confidently and said he would handle it himself. This man was Ikosai Kajuru, Japan's strongest hunter and its defense minister. Kajuru, dressed in a simple cape, gold bracelets, and wearing just one earring, didn't look as dangerous.
I'm not gonna lie. The animation is actually insane. Like, the animation is so likable in this. And the characters actually have drip. Like, the characters actually put that shit on, bro. Like, I'm so invested in this, bro.
As he actually was. A streak of white hair shaped like a crescent moon stood out in his dark hair, hinting at his fighting style. After the meeting, Kajuru told his secretary to prepare his sword. The secretary nervously suggested taking other hunters with him, as the ones sent before had failed. Kajuru stopped walking and asked if he looked like someone who needed help. Feeling the power of his presence, the secretary quickly apologized and prepared his weapon. Hours later, Kajuru entered the gate in Japan's countryside. Walking through a cave where other Japanese hunters had disappeared, he wondered what had happened to them. As weak monsters attacked him, he easily cut through them, knowing that such creatures couldn't have defeated his skilled team. At the end of the cave, Kajuru found the bloody bodies of the hunters stacked together. Sitting on top of the bodies was a humanoid skeleton-like monster. Furious, Kajuru attacked immediately. To his surprise, the monster blocked his sword with his bony arm. Feeling insulted, Kajuru dodged the monster's counterattack and punched it to create some space. He prepared his sword and used his first technique, First Moon, which pushed the monster back. He quickly followed up with Second Moon, releasing pure
Like, the animation is insane.
energy that slammed the monster into the cave wall. The creature still stayed intact, surprising Kajuru. He then used Third Moon to strike again, but this time the monster dodged and struck back. As the monster's skeletal sword aimed for Kajuru's neck, he reversed his katana and cut off the monster's arm. Kajuru said that his katana could slice through anything, even diamonds, before cutting off the monster's head. After that, he sheathed his sword and wondered how Japan's best hunters had been defeated by such a creature. As Kajuru turned to leave, Jiyoung's lifeless body and severed head lay on the ground. While his empty eyes showed no life, memories from his childhood flashed through his mind. He remembered his father, a kind and hardworking man who always brought happiness to their home. One day, his father came home with fried chicken, and young Jiyoung ran across the street to meet him, not seeing an oncoming truck. His father rushed to save him, pushing him out of the way but losing his own life in the process. The last thing Jiyoung saw was the truck's headlights shining on his father. After his father's death, Jiyoung's family struggled with debt. His mother's hands, once soft, became rough from working hard at their restaurant. Even though she always said she was fine, Jiyoung often heard her crying quietly at night. Blaming himself for her pain, he felt like he didn't deserve to live anymore. A few days later, with shaky hands, he picked up a box cutter. A few minutes later, Jiyoung's mom brought him dinner but dropped the tray in shock when she saw him. He was crying and smiling, holding his injured hand. He told her he might be awakened. As his wrist started healing, the TV was playing an interview with Korea's top hunter, Jeonggang. Jiyoung hugged his mom and promised that he would become a hunter like the one on TV and make their lives better. But things didn't go the way he hoped. Years later, his mom...
That's his mom. This, bro, I'm not gonna lie, this manga is brutal, bro. It is brutal, bro.
was in a coma in the hospital. Thinking about that moment gave Jiyoung a small spark of hope. He also remembered his conversation with Jae-hyun, where she said the balance of the world was broken, with many countries already taken over by hunters. The biggest threat was Japan, and they wanted Jiyoung to become their weapon to fight against Japan's strongest hunters. After fighting one of Japan's top hunters, Kajuru, Jiyoung's severed head began moving on its own toward Kajuru. Kajuru, thinking about his next step, didn't notice until Jiyoung's head bit into his leg. Shocked, Kajuru saw a skeleton growing back from the head and realized that Jiyoung could heal himself. Kajuru slashed Jiyoung's face to get free and prepared to fight seriously. With a glowing moon on his forehead, Kajuru activated his strongest move, Deadly.
Yo, look at this animation.
Seriously. With a glowing moon on his forehead, Kajuru activated
Look at, bro!
his strongest move, Deadly 12th Moon. His fast and powerful attacks tore apart Jiyoung's body and caused destruction that spread from the gate to the forest outside. Inside the cave, the ground and ceiling were covered with marks from the fight, and Kajuru, limping from his injuries, thought about needing healing. Suddenly, a sharp bone spike shot into his leg from a skeletal hand. He turned to see Ji Young's broken skeleton.
Bro, get your Five Nights at Freddy's ass out of here, bro. Just use your eyes to just gaze at this piece of art. Just use them. Just use your eyes.
Skeleton crawling toward him, still healing itself. Kajuru held his katana tightly and charged back at Ji Young. A few days later, hunters gathered.
What do you mean a few days? Nah, bro. Nah. Don't say that, bro. A few days later, bro. I wanted to see what happened, bro.
Outside the gate in Japan, led by Prime Minister Juto. Kajuru had been inside the gate for 3 days, and they decided to check what had happened. Suddenly, Kajuru's severed head rolled out, followed by a skeleton-like monster. As the monster stepped... Suddenly, Kajuru's severed head rolled out, followed by a skeleton-like...
Bro, he is aura farming right now, bro. He is aura farming, bro.
monster. As the monster stepped out, Judo's head was sliced off in an instant.
Bro, what? Isn't this guy like the final boss?
In South Korea, Jae-hyun and her assistant were discussing the situation. The assistant was worried that sending Ji-young to Japan, especially after taking down Jo-mang's son, might have been a mistake. Jae-hyun smiled and asked who he thought would win, Ji-young with his ability to heal, or Japan's strongest hunter. Back in Japan, Judo's head reattached to his body and he punched Ji-young.
Oh, okay. He survived, okay. Okay, we're about to get a fire battle. We're about to get a fire 1v1.
With a fist filled with magma. The punch caused an explosion so strong that it knocked Ji-young unconscious. Standing over him, Judo's flaming fists dripped with lava, and his wounds healed quickly because of his unique body. As Japan's top hunter and an SS...
Woo! I'm not gonna lie, everyone's aura farming in this show. Unfortunately, if you die, you lose all the aura. Nah, actually, you know what? That Moon Hunter, nah, he's actually cold. He unfortunately ended up, you know, fighting Ji-hyun, so...
rank.
Like, look at this guy, bro.
Judo has shown his unbeatable power. 3 years ago, most of the...
I ain't gonna lie, I have to go to the toilet, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
The monsters from the gates have been defeated, leaving hunters as the strongest beings on Earth. Their unmatched power made people all over the world afraid of them. Some countries tried to get rid of the hunters, but they failed. Hunters either made deals with their governments to live together peacefully, or took over the countries themselves. In Japan, a hunter ended up in charge. The reason was simple. Ryuzaki Judo, Japan's prime minister, was a triple S-rank hunter. Known for his aggressive personality, even before becoming a hunter, he used his power to rise to the top and aim to take over South Korea. But his plans were stopped when a monster, Ji-young, stood against him. After taking a powerful punch from Judo, Ji-young healed himself and got back up again. The hunters with Judo attacked Ji-young confidently, but they were killed in brutal ways. One hunter tried to cut off Ji-young's head, but lost his own head instead, while another was smashed into the ground. Ji-young stood there without a scratch, and Judo became even angrier. He warned his followers that anyone who disobeyed him would be killed by his own hands. As Ji-young moved closer, Judo remembered his snowy day when he found a young boy, Kajuru, shivering on the streets. Judo took the boy in and asked his name, learning it was Kajuru. Years later, Kajuru became one of Judo's closest allies, but was eventually killed by Ji-young inside a gate. Seeing Kajuru's severed head pushed Judo into a furious rage. He threw a series of burning punches, destroying Ji-young until only bones were left. But even in this state, Ji-young healed himself again.
Look, like, bro. This is the craziest shit, bro. On everything.
Again, shocking Judo and his hunters. Judo thought about Kajuru's sacrifices, including all the battles he had fought to make Japan the strongest. Kajuru had once asked if he could call Judo his father, and Judo had unwillingly agreed. Now facing Ji-young's unstoppable regeneration, Judo lost control. His anger turned him into a monster of magma, melting the ground into lava. Hunters nearby, including a woman with ice powers named Han-nam, struggled to stop the destruction. Despite the extreme heat, Ji-young stayed calm, moving forward even as his body caught fire. Ryuzaki called on more magma,
Yo.
making the destruction even worse and turning the mountain into a volcano. The hunters ran away in fear, but Ryuzaki stood his ground, watching Ji-young disappear into the lava. Thinking the fight was finished, Ryuzaki told Han-nam to freeze the surface of the lava to trap Ji-young underneath it. She obeyed, turning the molten ground solid. Ryuzaki proudly announced that Ji-young had been defeated, and would stay buried forever. Meanwhile, back in South Korea, a woman at the Jungmae Guild was healing a hunter who had fought Ji Young earlier. Even though the hunter was badly hurt, he suddenly woke up.
Is this who I think it is? Is this who I think it is? I don't know, guys. Has Goku returned?
Hinting that the fight with Ji Young was far from over. The situation on the mountain finally calmed down.
Bro, this animation is... This might be the most underrated shit I've ever seen.
And the Prime Minister told his hunters that only the strongest ones could stay while the others had to leave. Everyone agreed. Meanwhile, Ji Young's hand burst through the hardened lava, pushing it aside. He thought about how everyone else treated the lava like it was a big problem.
This is literally Springtrap. This is literally Springtrap if he was even scarier. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
But to him, it was nothing. He remembered surviving the Blood Gate.
Bro thinks he's William Afton. Being burned like this. Like, what?
Where the heat was tens of thousands of times stronger. For those who don't know, the comic changed Ji Young's backstory. In this version, he got his powers after being trapped in the Blood Gate and tortured by monsters. Some fans might prefer the older version, where he was trapped underground with thorny vines, which fueled his revenge. Which one do you like better? Even though the fire didn't bother him much, the pain was still unbearable. Ji Young kept going and finally broke free from the dried lava, leaving Han Nam in shock. She stood frozen as she watched him climb out, looking like he had come straight from hell. The Prime Minister understood how serious things were. He told Han Nam to gather the hunters and take them to a safe place. Han Nam looked back at Ji Young and understood why the Prime Minister was so worried. Then the Prime Minister jumped straight into the volcano, landing right in front of Ji Young. Han Nam watched with concern. A flashback showed her asking the Prime Minister why he pushed himself so hard, warning him that his magma powers had limits. The Prime Minister explained that Japan...
Bro, everyone in this show is cold, bro. Everyone is aura farming, honestly. Like, look at this dude's back, bro. Could you imagine if I had one of those backs, bro? I would constantly be flexing that shit, bro. Bro, look at this, bro. Like, have they been playing tic-tac-toe on his back? Like, oh my god, bro. How do you even achieve this, bro?
Japan being the weakest of the four...
Also, why is he the prime? Like, that's super random. Like, that's probably one of the things about this story so far. Like, why is he the Prime Minister? Like, that's a bit weird, but whatever.
Great nations needed to take over South Korea to survive.
Also, I know that there is beef between South Korea and Japan in real life, which is why I guess, you know, I guess maybe this is based off that or something. And yeah, and that's China over there, which is an even bigger op to them, I suppose, but...
Han Nam hugged his arm to comfort him, but he made it clear that he was ready to fight and even sacrifice himself to protect his country. Back in the present, clear that he was ready.
Like, just look at this dude, bro. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, bro.
Ready to fight and even sacrifice himself to protect his country. Back in the present, the Prime Minister hit the ground so hard that Ji Young was thrown backward. Then with incredible strength, he punched Ji Young, slamming him into the volcano wall. Despite the devastating attack, the Prime Minister didn't stop and kept attacking with full force. As Ji Young struggled, the Prime Minister hit him with a wave of fire, cutting off his hands and throwing him back again. The Prime Minister jumped into the air and came down like a meteor, shaking the entire mountain. Han Nam met with the hunters and told them about the Prime Minister's order to leave, but the hunters refused. They said they owed too much to the Prime Minister and were ready to fight and protect him until the very end. Some even jokingly called Han Nam the Prime Minister's wife. Back at the volcano, the fight continued. Ji Young's body was burned to ashes, but he healed himself and climbed back out. He grabbed Han Nam's freezing hand and pulled her into the volcano. The other hunters jumped in to try and save her. The Prime Minister tried to protect Han Nam, cutting off Ji Young's arm, but Ji Young managed to cut off the Prime Minister's head. Before his head could reattach, Ji Young forced Han Nam to freeze it. Then the other hunters shattered Ji Young's frozen body into pieces. The hunters rushed to Han Nam, but she was heartbroken. Tears rolled down her face as she realized she had frozen her husband's head. Ji Young crushed the
Wait! No. He did not crush the frozen head. He did not crush the...
Tears rolled down her face as she realized she had frozen her husband's head. Ji Young crushed the frozen head, leaving everyone in shock and despair. Ji Young went wild.
No,
killing
pause. I can't. Yo, no, I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now, bro. I cannot believe what I cannot believe what I'm seeing. What am I watching, bro?
everyone in his way. When he reached Hannam, she froze herself in sorrow, ending her own life. Ji Young climbed out of the volcano as the only
Just give up. Just give up. Oh my god, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all did alright. Like, you guys really did fight, but it's to no use. It's to no use. Look at this motherfucker. Look at him, bro.
survivor and decided to return to Korea. In Korea, Tasu now is
Okay, are we just back in Korea now? Bro just, like, fucked up all of Japan and just, I don't know, I'm back in Korea now. What? Can you do that? Like, that's kind of crazy, bro.
Guild Master and S-rank hunter, trained hard to get revenge against Ji Young. He kept pushing himself even when a dishwasher warned him to take it.
And then we have Goku, bro. Look, if the Japanese Prime Minister, who did all that, was not able to beat Ji-Han, Goku's not gonna be able to do shit against Ji-Han. Like, there's no way.
Easy. He remembered how Ji Young had killed his friends and promised to grow stronger. With glowing red mana stones in his hands, Tasu ordered the dishwasher to break the seal holding back his power. The woman was completely exhausted after breaking the seal. She was breathing heavily but managed to share the good news. Tasu could now use his full powers. Without wasting any time, he ordered her to gather the members of the Jumbing Guild. When everyone was assembled, Tasu stood in front of them as they bowed their heads in respect. Some were shocked to see him alive after he was thought to be dead, but they were ready to follow his orders. Han Kyung-chan, the head of the guild's intelligence team, reported that Ji Young had moved to the gate after the massacre in Japan. But before he could finish his report, Tasu, impatient and filled with rage, ordered them to kill Ji Young immediately. As Kyung-chan promised that his team would complete the task, Tasu suddenly chopped off Kyung-chan's head and held it in his hands. He reminded everyone that Kyung-chan used to be the vice president of the Korean Hunter Association. He explained that Jumbing's rise to power in South Korea had been possible only because the guild had taken over the association 3 years ago. Using Kyung-chan's S-rank telekinesis powers, Tasu twisted another hunter's limbs until his body exploded, splattering blood everywhere. Ignoring the earlier warnings from the dishwasher about the curse linked to his powers, Tasu started a horrifying massacre. He killed all 1,528 members of the guild and absorbed their abilities. The massive energy made him unstable, but he refused to stop. When the dishwasher, now in despair, asked why he was doing this, Tasu explained that Ji Young had killed the SSS-ranked Japanese Prime Minister. Even after absorbing all these powers, it might not be enough to defeat him. Determined to become even stronger, Tasu announced his plan to go to Russia to gain more power. The scene then
You're going to... This show is... manga. This manga is... Yeah, I mean, do I even have to say anything? They're going to Russia, bro. They're going to Putin, bro. What is... Bro, what's next? Are they gonna stop the war in Ukraine? Like, what's going on, bro?
shifted to a port, where a woman greeted Ji Young warmly as he stepped out of a gate.
Oh, really? Yeah, this is not a person that I would greet warmly. Actually, you know what? It's probably safest to greet him warmly, actually. It might be safest to greet him warmly, now that I think about it.
Later at the hospital, Ji Young's mother was being treated by Yumin, the Korean Association president. Yumin used her S-rank healing abilities to repair his mother's damaged cells and worked tirelessly every day. Yumin believed that Ji Young's mother would wake up within a week, but the healing process was draining her mana to dangerous levels. After one session, she collapsed from exhaustion.
Look at this, bro.
Process was draining her mana to dangerous levels. After one...
Look at that. He does not care, bro. He's just like... You better get your ass up. You better get your ass up, or I'm decapitating your ass. Seriously, he has run out of patience.
Session, she collapsed from exhaustion. Ji Young noticed how much it was affecting her and wondered why she was risking her own health. Holding his hand, Yumin told him that he must survive no matter what. As green energy glowed from their touch, Ji Young quickly pulled his hand away and Yumin realized that the monsterification inside him had advanced significantly. She explained that since the first blood gates appeared 15 years ago, all other gates had started turning into blood gates, and Ji Young's escape had made this change happen faster. The mana from these gates was now flowing into him. Unlike normal gates, which were just openings, blood gates were connected to something much darker, something that was now searching for Ji Young. Meanwhile, chaos broke out across the city as terrifying monsters came out of the red gates, killing people without mercy. At the presidential office, the South Korean president demanded answers. His assistant told him that the Jumbian Guild had been completely wiped out, leaving the president shocked. Refusing to ask for international help, the president declared martial law and called for other guilds to join the fight. Hunters from Korea's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th ranking guilds went into battle, but were quickly defeated by the powerful monsters. From a distance, Ji Young watched the destruction and wondered if he was responsible for the monsters appearing. Yumin, standing beside him, asked what he planned to do. Ji Young saw a girl about to be crushed by a monster's hand and suddenly rushed forward, cutting the monster in half and saving her. As Yumin watched Ji Young's actions, she seemed to understand his intentions. Ji Young remembered his suffering in the Blood Gate, where Mana had tried to turn him into a monster and wouldn't let him die. Filled with frustration, he tore apart a monster and shouted for them to leave him alone. The scene then shifted to the source of the Blood Gates. A skeleton-like figure, sitting on a throne made of bones, spoke in a hollow voice asking if Ji Young was the one who caused the crack that had disturbed their world. Back in South Korea, just a few...
Yo, what? This is a very wild manga.
few minutes earlier, Ji Young swears to kill every monster. He tells a woman to keep healing his...
Of course he does. Like, every single MC, every single, anime protagonist is always like, I swear I'm gonna kill all the monsters. I'm gonna get stronger. No matter what it takes! Like, they're always doing that, bro. It kind of goes hard, but because they do it so often, it's like, we get it, bro. We get it, bro.
Mother from a safe place. Yumin promises to protect Ji Young's mother in the association's underground bunker, and asks him to fight hard in return. In the present, Ji Young is killing the monsters in his path and notices that they look familiar. They're the same monsters he fought in the Blood Gate again and again over the past 5 years. He remembers that gates have a limit on how many monsters can come out and that the activity eventually stops. After defeating the nearby monsters, he feels hopeful, thinking he can finally live peacefully with his mother. But his thoughts are interrupted when something pierces through his head. He cries out in pain. Soldiers arrive with tanks and guns, firing at Ji Young. They argue among themselves about whether he is the one responsible for the chaos. One soldier says Ji Young hasn't harmed anyone and has only killed monsters, but the commander insists that he's the reason for their disaster. The commander orders them to capture Ji Young and wait for hunters to arrive. Ji Young is shocked by their accusations. Tanks begin firing at him, tearing his body apart. He begs them to stop because of the pain, but they keep shooting. Tears stream down his face as his body is destroyed. The scene then shifts to Ji Young, all alone near the Blood Gate. A woman approaches Ji Young and warns him to be careful because another gate is opened. Ji Young doesn't respond as if he can't hear her. She comments that soon it will be impossible for him to control his monsterification. Ji Young snaps back to reality and notices the soldiers behind him are torn to pieces, covered in blood. Confused, he feels blood running down his face like tears. The story rewinds to the past. Ji Young is writhing in pain after being bullied by Ta-Su and his gang. A classmate with yellow hair silently watches from a distance. Later, the two meet behind the school. The classmate angrily asks why Ji Young is always the one being bullied. Ji Young guesses it's because he seems like an easy target. He warns the classmate that he'll be next and advises him to pretend they don't know each other. The classmate, shocked by Ji Young's words, grabs his collar and calls him crazy. Ji Young, bruised and weak, says nothing. The boy lets go and walks away, leaving Ji Young thinking he has lost his only friend. But that wasn't true. His childhood friend secretly gathers evidence using an awakened power in his red eye, which allows him to print anything he sees as photos. After collecting enough evidence, he sends it to the authorities and the media. Not long after, Ji Young's friend is found with his red eye removed. Furious, Ji Young curses aloud. His friend apologizes, saying he can no longer attend school with him. Ji Young suspects Ta-Su is behind it and vows to get revenge. His friend, trembling with fear, begs him not to seek revenge. Ji Young feels terrible that his friend lost both his right eye and his powers. The friend brushes it off, saying life has no meaning anyway. He decides to join the army instead.
Facts, bro.
Instead of becoming a hunter. Now that same friend's severed head is skewered on Ji Young's bone sword.
And that's the end of the story. Okay, bro. Okay. This was quite the story. to say the fucking least. Make sure you go subscribe to Annie Oops, and I'll see ya, okay? W story, alright? I'll see ya.